Said no.
Puffy invited me, he wants to hang out with you next week, and I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
Justin Bieber's name has always been synonymous with dazzling fame and resounding success that commands the world's admiration. From an unknown kid uploading videos online, he skyrocketed to become the Prince of Pop, selling out stadiums packed with hundreds of thousands, riding the wave from teen idol to global superstar, cultural icon, savvy entrepreneur, and an unprecedented phenomenon in modern music history. His life feels like an unfinished memoir told through cinematic documentaries, tearful award show moments on stage, and raw, sometimes clumsy social media confessions, but now the narrative is taking a stunning turn. In a shocking development revealed through court documents, Justin Bieber has agreed to testify against Sean Diddy Combs, the powerful figure behind his success for 2 decades. This decision shatters Bieber's unusual silence and unveils horrifying secrets, a criminal network woven through Hollywood's glitz and the corridors of power, with Diddy at its core. What drove Bieber to risk everything to expose the truth? What chilling secrets lurk behind their close 2-decade relationship? Will Bieber find the courage to reveal the full story, even if it puts him in unimaginable danger?
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Combs, and I don't see it happening.
Why?
Because he believes he's innocent. He believes he's innocent, and what's more, he believes that he needs to stand up, not just for himself, for his family, and for everybody who's been targeted by the federal government.
To grasp the monumental significance of this turning point, we must revisit the haunting tale of the close bond between the Prince of Pop and the hip-hop mogul. Justin Bieber's rise to stardom remains one of the most captivating stories in pop music. Throughout his journey, the singer forged a tight connection with hip-hop titan Sean Diddy Combs. When Diddy's scandal erupted with 120 lawsuits accusing him of human trafficking, assault, and manipulation, the floodgates opened. Singer Cassie's allegations against Diddy sparked a wave of other victims sharing their stories, intensifying scrutiny of the relationship between Bieber and Diddy. While specific victim identities remain undisclosed, chilling anecdotes and unsettling videos tied to Bieber and Diddy's connection have gripped global attention. Many speculate that Justin Bieber himself may be among Diddy's victims. Amid the worldwide uproar, Bieber chose silence until now. In an unforeseen twist, Justin Bieber has shattered that silence, stepping into court to testify, not only to expose Diddy's alleged crimes and the pain he endured, but also to unveil a shadowy power network woven into Hollywood's entertainment industry. This decision has sent shockwaves through Tinseltown and is reshaping the entire investigation. According to insider sources, Bieber has shared with prosecutors details of exclusive parties he was invited to as a young adult. Marketed as music gatherings or elite networking events, these occasions allegedly concealed questionable secrets. Who was invited? What rules govern these events? Were phones confiscated? Prosecutors are digging deeper into these questions. Given his years-long close relationship with Diddy, Bieber emerges as a witness the jury cannot ignore. His testimony doesn't just target Diddy, it lays bare how the entertainment industry's dark underbelly can infiltrate everything from hip-hop to pop, ensnaring even the biggest stars. Could Bieber hold a bombshell secret tied to political systems or powerful connections? What names appear in Diddy's alleged network? Who are the perpetrators, accomplices, or victims? Join us as we embark on this journey of discovery. The case against Diddy is entering a critical phase, and the next developments will determine the fate of the hip-hop mogul. In the stifling courtroom, Justin Bieber's gaze locks onto Sean Diddy Combs, the man who once mentored him, promising to catapult him to greatness. Now, Diddy sits at the defendant's table, his eyes icy, while Bieber, with a voice steady yet resolute, recounts a story that could upend everything. Unlike other witnesses, artists, bodyguards, or executives tied to Diddy whose motives might be questioned as vengeful by the jury, Bieber is a global superstar untethered from the Bad Boy Records empire. His presence commands the world's rapt attention. This courtroom testimony, according to Justin, isn't a spur-of-the-moment act. It's the culmination of a decade-long internal struggle dating back to when he was just 15, ensnared in the music industry's shadowy vortex. His story unfolds in 2 distinct chapters, a haunting past and a present defined by the pursuit of justice. Chapter 1. The past, cries for help and a decadent facade. In 2009, Justin Bieber was a pop sensation with his mega hit Baby. At 15, he signed with Raymond Braun Media Group under Scooter Braun's guidance, earning the title Prince of Pop. But the stage's dazzling spotlight masked a brutal reality. Through Usher, a former Diddy protege, Bieber was introduced to Diddy, the music industry's commanding mogul. Diddy welcomed the teenager to exclusive parties at his lavish mansion, dangling promises of golden opportunities.
You pressing Bieber.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Like, I'm calling you and answering.
Yeah, that was low.
A 2009 video captures a chilling moment. Diddy gifting Bieber a luxury car, boasting about 48 crazy hours they'd spend together. Bieber, visibly uneasy, forces a strained smile. Diddy even brags about being granted custody over Bieber, a detail that later sent shivers through the public. Appearances at Puffy Flavor Camp and lavish parties marked the start of a deeply unsettling journey. Bieber soon realized these gatherings were far from innocent networking events. He witnessed shadowy dealings, underage teens from Diddy's talent search programs lured under the guise of big breaks, aspiring stars willing to trade their dignity for a record deal. Transactions involving drugs, weapons, and untraceable cash unfolded openly. Bieber uncovered 2 codes within Diddy's alleged criminal web. Code 1: minors, often scouted from talent programs, exploited at secretive parties. Some victims later became famous artists coerced into silence. Code 2: rising stars, desperate for fame, manipulated at tightly controlled events. Beyond this, Bieber noted money laundering through art and real estate deals, alongside the distribution of illegal substances and firearms. He learned Diddy's network extended beyond music, entangling politicians, tech billionaires, and other power players. Terrified for his family's safety, Bieber couldn't speak out. Instead, he embedded subtle pleas in his music. The 2015 Where Are You Now music video featured scribbled SOS-like imagery, hinting at Diddy's crimes. Yummy 2020 exposed the predatory desires of industry elites, while Lonely 2021 laid bare Bieber's teenage isolation and trauma. These weren't just artistic expressions, they were cries for help. Bieber also anonymously tipped off investigative journalists about Diddy's parties, but each attempt was traced back to him. Threatening texts, unfamiliar cars lingering near his home, and warnings that his family would pay the price forced his silence. To shield himself, Bieber crafted a bad boy persona. Scandals involving alcohol, illegal street racing, and police run-ins were part of a calculated facade. He wanted Diddy and his allies to believe he posed no threat, that fame's chaos had consumed him, rendering him indifferent to the secrets he'd seen. But in the shadows, Bieber meticulously gathered evidence. At Diddy's mansions, he memorized guest lists, snapped photos with disposable phones, and recorded brief snippets of conversations. These were stashed in a hidden safe, awaiting the day justice could prevail. The mysterious death of Aaron Carter, a former child star linked to Diddy, haunts Bieber. Carter, who died in 2022 at 34, was found drowned in a bathtub, grappling with substance abuse and severe mental health issues. Rumors swirled that Carter was silenced to prevent him from exposing Diddy's parties, where he was allegedly abused as a child. Though unproven, these suspicions gnaw at Bieber, fueling his resolve to collect evidence so no one else suffers a similar fate. Chapter 2. The Present. A testimony that could change everything. In 2025, as Diddy faces arrest for charges of human trafficking, assault, and related crimes, with 120 lawsuits piling up against him, Bieber senses his final chance has arrived. Yet, even with Diddy behind bars, his sprawling web of influence continues to cast a long shadow. A leaked jailhouse call allegedly captures Diddy coaching his son on navigating legal accusations, revealing a cunning and calculated mind. Using cryptic terms like pizza boxes and plastic to mask sensitive details, hiding assets to dodge civil lawsuits, and leveraging compromising tapes to silence challengers, Diddy's strategic ruthlessness sparks fear in Justin. The tension escalates with anonymous calls to Bieber's home, unmarked cars lurking in his neighborhood, and one chilling night, an intruder breaking into his yard, leaving a torn family photo as a menacing warning. Bieber is rattled, especially after welcoming his first child with Hailey Bieber. He yearns to shield his family, but the scars of his past and a duty to other victims propel him to act. Inspiration from the brave, Bieber's silence begins to crack as he watches others speak out. Cassie, who accused Diddy of manipulation, becomes a powerful influence. Public posts from 50 Cent, Lil Rod, and even Mary J. Blige, who called out Diddy's exploitative behavior, ignite a spark in him. Bieber realizes silence is no longer an option. In a 2020 interview, he broke down in tears while discussing Billie Eilish, vowing to protect young artists from the horrors he endured. With an all-or-nothing resolve, Bieber contacts the FBI, handing over a decade's worth of meticulously gathered evidence. The day Bieber steps into the courtroom, the world holds its breath. Under the harsh courtroom lights, he stands tall, hand on the Bible, swearing an oath with a voice calm yet brimming with resolve. Across from him sits Diddy, once his mentor who promised to elevate him to greatness, now silent at the defendant's table, his gaze piercing. The air is taut, a single misstep could unravel everything. Bieber begins in a low, deliberate tone, each word carefully chosen. He recounts his first invitation to Diddy's mansion at 15. "I thought it was just a regular party," he says, his eyes briefly dropping, as if reliving a painful memory. "But then I realized nothing about it was normal." He describes strict rules, phones confiscated at the door, secluded rooms reserved for special guests, and overheard talks of coded shipments. "I heard them mention special packages, huge sums and names I never imagined would be there," he says, his voice wavering but firm. The prosecutor presses, "Did you see minors at these parties?" Bieber pauses, drawing a deep breath, as if wrestling with the memory. "Yes," he replies, "kids my age brought in with promises of music deals, but they didn't leave the way they hoped." The courtroom falls silent, save for the faint tapping of the stenographer's keys. A juror bows their head, as if overwhelmed by the story's weight. Bieber presses on, his tone sharpening. He lists powerful figures in attendance, tech CEOs, politicians, names that stun the jury. He details Diddy's talent search program, where minors were exploited under the guise of stardom opportunities. "I wasn't directly harmed," he says, locking eyes with Diddy, "but I saw what happened to others, and I can't live with myself if I stay silent any longer." Diddy's defense team counters, "Mr. Bieber, you only attended a few events, correct? How do you know these weren't just typical VIP parties?" Bieber offers a faint, bitter smile. "If they were normal, why the locked rooms? Why seize phones? Why did I hear kids crying in dark corners?" His response leaves the lawyer speechless. Justin also revealed that Diddy's team confronted him when he announced his intent to testify, warning, "If you back out now and get subpoenaed later, it'll look far worse. People might think you're hiding something," so he chose to face the storm and take responsibility. And let's be real, every time Bieber has been candid with the public, it's only made him stronger. The path to this moment was paved by a tangled web of overlapping investigations. Bieber's testimony is the key that unlocks a chilling portrait of a tightly knit criminal system with Diddy at its core. Based on Bieber's information, the FBI conducted a second raid on Diddy's multi-million-dollar Miami mansion. In a hidden room concealed behind a bookshelf, they uncovered a safe containing hard drives, ledgers, and footage that matched Bieber's descriptions to a T. The videos captured parties involving minors and rising stars, alongside cash and drug transactions. The ledgers exposed multi-million-dollar payments to powerful figures to secure their silence, alongside coded lists documenting the shipments. This evidence not only corroborated Bieber's account, but also illuminated the sprawling scope of the criminal network. Investigators also seized guest lists and digital schedules from apps during raids on Diddy's properties. Dozens of prominent names appeared, most redacted in court documents. But Bieber's name surfaced repeatedly, tied to events labeled VIP Acoustic Afterglow or simply Private RSVP. Prosecutors say the astonishing detail in Bieber's testimony lends undeniable weight to their case. They've bolstered his words with emails and text chains extracted directly from the phones of Diddy's team. This isn't just talk, it's a mountain of hard evidence. Bieber's testimony unleashes a media firestorm. His brand partners scramble into emergency meetings to brace for the headlines. Fans are split, some hail him as a hero, others fear he's wading into perilous waters. Streams of Bieber's music surge, fueled by heated online debates. Meanwhile, Diddy's team shifts into damage control mode, downplaying his presence in ad campaigns and spotlighting products over the man himself. Diddy's defense team faces a daunting puzzle. On one hand, trying to discredit Bieber could backfire. If they hit too hard, the jury might see them as bullying someone doing the right thing. Bieber's known for his raw honesty, which could play strongly in his favor. On the other hand, the defense can't stay silent. They'll argue that just because these parties were exclusive and tightly controlled doesn't mean they were illegal. Expect Diddy's lawyers to zero in on key points: how infrequently Bieber actually attended, how little direct interaction he had with Diddy, and whether he genuinely believed anything was amiss. They might even present footage from other celebrity events with phone checkpoints and NDAs, aiming to prove these are standard practices in the world of fame, not evidence of a sinister plot. Even without Bieber leveling direct accusations, the image of pop's golden boy swearing an oath while hip-hop's self-made mogul glares from the defendant's table is a narrative seismic shift. It's generational. An icon calling out the old guard for crossing lines. The fervor is undeniable. Court officials are bracing for chaos, rumors swirl of a lottery system just to snag a seat, packed galleries, and live audio feeds for the press. Legal pundits have secured TV slots to dissect every word Bieber utters. From referenced song lyrics to stringent security protocols, it's like play-by-play commentary at the Super Bowl. This isn't just a trial anymore, it's a full-blown cultural moment. The witness list feels more like a pop chart than a legal docket. Prosecutors are banking on Bieber's story to tie it all together, harmonizing disparate witness accounts and painting a broader picture for the jury. A picture with stark patterns, exclusive invitations, ironclad security, covert travel plans, and devices banned so tightly not even a blurry selfie could slip through. Bieber isn't just reciting policy, he lived it. As he recounts those nights, he transforms dry documents into vivid scenes the jury can visualize. Lawyers are sharpening their strategies, piecing together party timelines, cross-referencing driver logs, and building exhibits to trace where Bieber was, when, and how. Behind the scenes, jury consultants are testing how everyday people will react when a global superstar takes the stand. And the fans? They're divided. Some cheer Bieber's stand, others fret over the dangers he's courting. Critics and diehards are already clashing online. At the heart of it all, two wildly different narratives collide under the courtroom's harsh lights. Bieber leans on honesty and redemption to keep his brand untarnished. Diddy clings to his legacy, demanding the benefit of the doubt. One seeks to prove his maturity, the other defends an empire. And now, it's all exploding into a high-stakes showdown. With Bieber's name blazing across headlines, even the courthouse, its stately glass and limestone facade, has morphed into an unfamiliar stage. No longer a sterile hall of justice, it now pulses like a vibrant music festival. Security teams have fortified the building, their perimeter so ironclad it can make a bank jealous. They've issued color-coded badges, one hue for mainstream press, another for entertainment rags. In the clerk's office, staff hustle to manage files and install extra screens to ensure the live feed runs glitch-free. With Bieber's imminent appearance, a star whose streaming numbers rival primetime TV, the trial schedule has been covertly upgraded behind closed doors. Both sides are racing to refine their playbooks. Prosecutors weave a seamless narrative, tying Bieber's vivid recollections to documents corroborated by prior witnesses. They introduce guest lists with confirmed timestamps, color-coded VIP car vouchers, and security notes banning selfies past curfew. Every detail syncs with data from seized servers, chat logs, planning texts, the works. Each phone-free zone or confidentiality clause Bieber mentioned is anchored to an airtight chain of evidence directly linked to his experiences. But Diddy's team isn't standing idle. Their lawyers dissect the evidence, highlighting last-minute guest list changes and arguing these rosters were always fluid, not fixed. They insist there's no conspiracy. The defense preps slick presentation slides, showcasing Hollywood fundraisers or Silicon Valley galas where camera bans and NDAs are par for the course. Their aim convinced the jury that stringent rules are elite norms, not criminal red flags. They'll project footage of Bieber at fashion premieres or billionaire bashes where confidentiality agreements greet guests at the door, framing these measures as routine, not sinister. Behind the scenes, music industry execs are sweating, holding emergency meetings to safeguard portfolios before quarterly reports. They're planning drip-feed song releases and tweaking ads to navigate the trial's fallout without seeming exploitative. For Diddy, damage control has shifted to temporary detachment. Major contracts haven't vanished, but marketing teams are pivoting fast. Diddy's image shrinks, his name's font size dwindles, and the wild party vibe gives way to a calculated, subdued minimalism. Federal authorities, prepping for Bieber's court appearance, choreograph every second. They know this isn't just a witness, it's a global superstar who can spark pandemonium with a single move. Their plan includes unmarked SUV convoys, staggered arrival times, and security briefings so thorough that Bieber's team is warned no cameras, no live streams, no phones tucked into designer jackets. They've even lined up a crisis counselor, anticipating chaos from fans denied courtroom access or mass hysteria. Lessons from past celebrity trials show the crowd outside can be more volatile than the proceedings within. Yet, while every precaution is in place, the atmosphere inside the courtroom has transformed, growing graver and more electrifying than ever. Prosecutors know that turning dry details into a vivid, relatable story is key. When Diddy's name drops in connection to a secretive party, it hits differently, carrying the weight of a chart-topping star who's been a sensation since his teens. Mock jury trials have proven this. Once Bieber weaves his account into a timeline, people retain every detail, exact moments, check-in protocols. So the prosecution crafts an airtight questioning script. They start with the invitation, tracing how Bieber was looped in through a mutual contact. Next, they cover Diddy's team's instructions, phone bans, check-in procedures with staff. Finally, they probe Bieber's gut feelings. Did anything seem off or suspicious that night? They tread carefully, avoiding theatrics, steering clear of blame, and zeroing in on facts and sequence. Diddy's defense counters with a layered strategy. The outer layers stress that Bieber attended only 2, maybe 3 events, too few to draw sweeping conclusions. The middle layer point out that tech billionaires and glitzy galas also enforce NDAs, phone bans, and private car arrangements, standard elite fare. The inner layer nudge Bieber to admit the parties were impressive, with gourmet food, friendly staff, and luxe vibes. If the jury sees these as familiar VIP perks, the allegations of shadowy secrecy might dissolve. As the legal battle unfolds, the entertainment industry holds its breath. Tour managers scour spreadsheets, fretting, what if this drags into summer? Festival organizers mull swapping headliners for safer bets to dodge fallout. Streaming platforms weigh dialing back playlists tied to Diddy or Bieber, at least until the dust settles. If the trial dives into gritty details, and it seems headed that way, backstage preparations are in overdrive. PR teams organize the chaos into tidy Google Drive folders labeled Winter Risk Mitigation or Playlist Volatility, poised to pivot. Major media outlets are treating this trial like an Olympic-scale event, mobilizing teams of legal and entertainment experts. Mornings feature legal analysts dissecting testimony, while evenings ignite with fiery debates about celebrity ethics and who truly bears responsibility in the industry. Big networks are primed with archival footage, roaring crowds from Bieber's Purpose Tour interwoven with grainy clips from Diddy's wild roller rink parties. They're poised for the moment Bieber takes the oath. Online, digital platforms churn out SEO-optimized articles like Why Justin Bieber's Testimony Matters or Every Time Diddy and Bieber Were Seen Together. Explainers about the role of a celebrity witness, what they can and cannot say, are spreading like wildfire. On social media, fandom analytics accounts dive deep into the data. Bieber's fan base, mostly millennials and Gen Z, contrasts with Diddy's older, more mature followers tied to 90s hip-hop. Sentiment tools predict Bieber's fans rally behind him, especially when he seems vulnerable, but if they sense manipulation or PR stunts, adoration could flip to outrage. Hashtags like Justice for Justin, Bad Boy Trial, and We Believe Bieber are trending before he even steps into court. Media strategists prep content to counter misinformation, from fake trial dates to forged ticket codes. While the public buzzes with conspiracy theories, Bieber and his team focus on preparation. He's rigorously coached, stay calm, don't react to anyone in the courtroom, and let lawyers handle disputes. They've even arranged therapy sessions to help him navigate the emotional weight of testifying, as questions about his past could unearth raw feelings. On Diddy's side, jury consultants are assessing risks. They worry some jurors might view Bieber as a mere guest in hip-hop's world, diminishing his testimony's impact. One analyst cautions, if jurors love an underdog story, they might not connect with Bieber's glitzy pop star image. Days before Bieber's testimony, both sides finalize exhibits. Prosecutors present security footage showing Bieber at the venue, with timestamps matching his phone data, clear, hard-to-dispute evidence. The defense requests a caveat. No one from Bieber's team filed a complaint immediately after the events. Their point, if something felt off, it wasn't reported then. The judge agrees but demands clear wording to ensure fairness and clarity for the jury. To keep the trial from becoming a celebrity soap opera, prosecutors pledge not to name other stars present at the parties. No distractions, no tangents. Publicly, Diddy's legal team welcomes this, but privately, they're frustrated. Without other names, it's harder to argue the guest lists were random and benign. The tighter the narrative, the tougher it is to sell these events as ordinary parties, not part of a larger scheme. Amid this, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs remains in custody. The judge denies bail, stressing no conditions can guarantee his return for future hearings. She states, "This is a crime behind closed doors. This will be a massive trial, perhaps the most sensational Hollywood case ever. Who knows where it'll lead? Weeks, maybe?" A lawyer replies, "Absolutely." Outside the courthouse, the city gears up. Local police are briefed on managing pop fan crowds. A single rumor of Bieber's arrival could paralyze traffic. The transit authority coordinates with rideshare apps, setting drop-off zones 2 blocks away to prevent gridlock. Nearby cafes stock decaf, bracing for long, tense days. Reporters claim prime window spots, chasing the perfect documentary shot. A brooding sky, a celebrity SUV gliding past, or a flicker of tension from within. The night before the big day, Bieber's legal team reviews the final script, the invitation, arrival time, what he saw, and when he left. They remind him if a detail's fuzzy, say, "I don't recall," it's perfectly valid. He's instructed to pause before answering, giving the court reporter time to capture every word and to keep his tone steady, sincere, no theatrics, just the truth. Diddy's defense runs through their strategy, practicing shifts between polite and pointed tones, ready for any courtroom vibe. Their arsenal questions designed to shrink Bieber's testimony, like, "Mr. Bieber, were you surprised to learn?" Or just to clarify, you're referring to a single event. Each aims to dial down the drama, turning big revelations into tidy, manageable facts. Backstage, the court's tech team operates on high alert. Every screen, every displayed document must be flawless. No leaks allowed. A single misstep, like exposing a medical note or witness detail, could spark chaos, trigger objections, threaten a mistrial, or even lead to contempt charges. So, clerks run stress tests, previewing every exhibit before it hits the screen, leaving nothing to chance. The morning schedule is locked. First, a rideshare company witness confirms travel logs. But the true centerpiece is Justin Bieber taking the oath, raising his hand before the court's seal. In that moment, the noise from music charts to federal court fades, yielding to a solemn vow to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. For prosecutors, this is the payoff of months spent distilling a pop star's memories into a cold, hard evidence framework. For the defense, it's a chance to remind the jury that fame doesn't mean omniscience. And for fans used to stage lights, Instagram filters, and sold-out shows, this is a rare glimpse behind the glamour. No spotlight, no stage, just right versus wrong. If you've made it this far, drop a like, hit subscribe, share with someone caught up in the drama, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.